Alright, I don't mean to put everyone to sleep, but there's a reason why I'm posting laid back music. And today we're filming outdoors in the backyard. We're going to take advantage of the high noon sun to, when in doubt, as far as what you need to sand and more seams or more gaps that you may have missed, let light always be your friend, or in this case, sunlight. So that's Justin Johnson, his cover of Four Walls Rayford. Justin Johnson, who I love to call the human spider, and his talented guitar work. Now, for this particular step, we can be cool, wear our sunglasses out here, or our readers, but in this particular case, we're going to wind up wearing our high-powered visor and probably our readers. And I do this and I talk about this stuff because I'm trying to show everybody that we're all just like you. I'm just like you. Just because I happen to be filming and posting does not mean I'm some gifted or talented anything. Okay, last night what we went ahead and did is we went ahead and we filled gaps that we no longer needed to fill, but we did it anyways for educational purposes to show you the method using the Bondo spot putty glaze. Remember, it was all nice laid on. It looked thick, but it really wasn't, because we had smoothed everything down with the little spatula here. So we sanded it down using help from the sunlight this morning, and that gap is pretty much almost non-existent. Let me give you guys an example. Would be hard to spot in direct sunlight, but what you're looking for is that gap still there? Now, live in human terms, my eyes watching this right now, I don't have that bright glaze that I'm looking through the viewfinder that you guys have. But when in doubt, you let sunlight help you out. So look at this not as a chore or something that has to be corrected and you have to stop your build in order to attempt this. Like I mentioned last night and others have mentioned, use this as part of the build. Enjoy it, use different. If I was doing this by myself, off camera, no camera involved, I would have only used one technique throughout the model. I'm mixing and matching to show you guys, and on my prime time model, to show you guys that lose that apprehension, lose that fear. You can mix and match and do anything, and if you make a mistake, you can always back off. But there's no longer any reason to fear or have this, turn you off in terms of continuing to build the Freightliner just because of a couple little factory defects or blemishes, as we'll call them here. Here's the other side where I filled up with Mr. Surfacer from Mr. Hobby. We'll go ahead and sand that down at a later time, probably tonight off camera. Here's another area we're going to fill. We're going to do this today. We're not going to use the pink method. We're going to use a different method with this guy right here, and I'm going to share that with you guys today. That's why I'm shooting this video. Remember, sunlight or bright lights are your friend, and so is primer. If you want to look at any residual that has to be gone back and gone over to correct or finish the surface on your model. Another thing I shared with you last night, we're going to take care of today, is we did that sheet, styrene sheet, that I had glued accidentally on the wrong cab, but we went ahead, we sanded it smooth all the way across. She's ready to go if you ever want to use this method. And what we're going to do today, is right back here. Once again, this is a perfect example of how the primer and the sunlight or bright lights in your workshop is going to reveal any imperfections or any areas that still need a little bit of attention. Because I knew I was going to be filming, I kind of went over this very carefully before I masked it off with tape and decided to shoot this. So we'll let this dry and we'll check out the results in about 5 minutes. Incidentally, I mentioned about this cab having the unique feature. The only one I have that has the vents pressed inwards on both sides. But in addition, after I shot the video last night, I noticed that my vent on my door has the exact same thing. Isn't that? And this is the only one. This is not an early production. This is more of the later releases. And there's some more Mr. Surfacer I have to sand down. Here's an area I've already sanded down. This we use a clear styrene or that styrene putty or the melted styrene sprues. And that came out pretty good. So we're just going to give this, as you're noticing, each cab has different methods or techniques or products, and they'll all be finished. And when we primer them, you won't even be able to tell what product or what method was used in what particular area. But I'm doing that to show you guys my hand is as steady as a rock. There's no fear, no apprehension, no nervousness. I'm doing this in my backyard just to enjoy the beautiful early spring, fantastic Saturday morning we have out here in Southern California. And I've been out here a few hours already. Ate breakfast out here, drank my coffee, ate my donuts, played my guitar, and been goofing around with these guys here. Watched a lot of YouTube videos of you guys' work. Product we're going to use today, product we're going to use right now to fill this seam right here is a product I did not have success with originally when I was doing my backyard builds out here about 3 years ago. But this morning I was using it and I had fantastic results with this stuff. It's called Vallejo plastic putty. This, what I heard, has stone dust embedded in it. How true that is, I'm not sure. But what I love about this guy here is you have that tiny, tiny little applicator, which is perfect for what we're doing in terms of getting into the little seams and cracks and not slobbering the stuff on. Like if you're spreading peanut butter on a sandwich. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's see if we can zoom in. Okay, perfect. So we're going to put it right. See that? I don't remember this being this easy when I first tried it years ago. But 3 years ago when I was doing the stuff back here, I was brand new to the hobby and was learning like you guys are right now. I may have done a little bit too much right there, but that's fine. So check this out. I'm going to get my finger. I'm going to, in this case, put it in my mouth and see a little bit here on the side. That's no biggie. So it you know, I love it. I love it. I love that feature. We'll clean it up when we sand it. We'll let it dry overnight or for a few hours. I'll read the instructions. But there you go. The line we filled in is this one. And that would be the plastic putty from Vallejo. If you don't find it at your hobby stores, go ahead and go online and order it. I'm going to go ahead and recommend this, highly recommend it, because I am very, very well pleased how the results came out right here. There's a little gap still here. You guys can't see it, but I was watching it all morning long. We'll do it again right here. Soak my finger in my tongue real quick, and so that should be no issue going back there, finishing that up when that dries. So already on our cab, and this is our prime time model. This is the one that's going to be, this is the finished product. This is the one that's going to be viewed at for years and years and years. This is the actual AMT Freightliner dump truck project we've been working on. I've used the the melted styrene sprues, and the Tamiya bottle technique is one. Mr. Surfacer from Mr. Hobby technique is two. Third technique we used was the Bondo Spot Buddy clays. And the fourth technique we used was the Vallejo's plastic putty from Vallejo Products. We use four techniques for our seams on our prime time model as opposed to our test pieces, because that's how confident I am in terms of I have no fear or apprehension that anyone can work with these products and come out with good results, even if their finished product, like this is going to be my finished product also. We'll let this dry. We'll go back. We'll sand it smooth. I haven't decided we're going to use that flat technique, that styrene sheet with the rivets embossed already, or the rivets added on at a later time, or we're just going to clean this up and add the rivets on this when it's done, just straight onto the surface. I haven't decided yet. I'll think about that for the next 2 nights. I'll probably take the next couple of days off for myself. And but there you go. There you go. Live on YouTube TV, on the YouTube Modeling Network, just for you guys. If I can do this to my prime time, hopefully contest winning model, then why can't you guys? Okay? And these are basic tools. I mean, I even use my finger, for God's sakes. So I'm going to let the results speak for themselves. But we have one last thing before we sign off on this quick video, and that is what we just primered right now. Okay, this is just a flap. Remember, we could emboss our rivets on here, or we can use decals and put them on, or any other method. And if you're worried about that seam or that step all the way across, you tell me. What step? What seam? Now, when I realized I glued this onto this cab by mistake, I figured that because it was melted sprue, it would just probably peel off like Elmer's glue. No siree. That is on it because it is of the same material. And we welded it together, dissolved it together using the Tamiya Extra Thin. When I tried to peel this off, I actually tore the styrene sheet. This didn't budge, but check that out. Okay. Now, round 2, AMT round 2 could go ahead and give us that big decal sheet with the rivets already put on there. We just put it on top of our cab. We can do the same on our own using styrene sheet, or we can use any of the other several rivet methods that I've covered or talked about, or we're going to cover and talk about in the next couple of episodes. Okay, I'm covering the cab. I am going to have to remove this eventually, but look at that. Okay, you would do that all the way around. It's no big deal using products you already have on your workbench. Hope this helped you guys out. Um, Hope you enjoyed the two previous parts of this video. This will be for, well, the other one was a two-part. Episode 4 was a two-parter. It's actually going to be, episode 4 was actually going to be a three-parter. We'll add this onto that somehow today. But I wanted to share the results and the techniques and the new technique we covered today that we weren't expecting to cover. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Feel free to comment or shoot any advice or critiques down below in the comment section. You guys have an awesome rest of your Saturday, and we will talk to you guys on the next episode. You guys take care.